Um, I try to do it on a personal level. That's one of my tricks. I pride myself in knowing every kid's name in this building, and I'm working real hard to know a little bit, something special about each of them.
We've all heard the saying, lightning never strikes twice. Well, in this case, that saying takes a darker turn. It's not too often that the same tragedy happens to the same partners, lovers, or even family members, especially when we're talking about catfishing. On this week's episode of Caught, presented by Catfished, we're going to be taking a look at a catfish story involving romantic partners that succumb to similar catfish scams, both ending in murder. The story begins with Brian Betts and O'Neill McGean, a couple from Washington, D.C. that dated for more than over a decade before they went separate ways, as Betts wanted to move to Maryland and McGean wanted to move to Mexico. Though they were 2,500 miles away, they still kept in contact and still clearly loved each other. Brian Betts, a very well-respected middle school principal who worked his way up the ladder as he showed anyone and everyone he came in contact with that he was committed to the academics and, most importantly, committed to bettering the lives of all the students at his middle school. Betts gave his all toward his career. He would wait on the corner in the freezing cold rain to the hot summer heat in order to greet all the students as they showed up for school, something that the students would later say that they appreciated very much. Moving on to O'Neill McGean, a vibrant entrepreneur who found love and a sense of belonging in Mazatlan, Mexico. Being a risk-taker, McGean decided to move to Mazatlan to open up a coffee shop with his new partner, Jorge Gonzalez. Though their relationship didn't last as long, they kept their relationship cordial and worked together to help build their business. Betts had been online dating for some time, and he met a man on a same-sex dating app and planned to meet with him on April of 2010. Betts was talking to a 19-year-old named Alante Saunders from Silver Springs. Planning out a day and a place to meet, Betts had suggested that he come to his home. He would leave the door unlocked so Saunders can just walk right in. Unfortunately, it was not what Betts expected. A group of teens, along with Saunders, showed up to his front door and robbed him. Not knowing many of the details of what went on in the house, the group of thieves shot Betts, killing him before taking off. Saunders admitted to planning the robbery to get money for his drug addiction, but said that he didn't plan on killing Betts, as the gun allegedly accidentally went off. Saunders was sentenced to 40 years in prison. Betts was so well respected in his community, hundreds of people attended his funeral. Students were devastated at the loss of their beloved middle school principal, showing up in shirts and hoodies that said "R.I.P. Mr. Betts" and signs that read "Mr. Betts, we love you." One of the attendants was his former partner, McGean, from Sinaloa. McGean had also been using a dating app to go on dates and meeting new people. Jorge, McGean's business partner, said that he began talking with somebody new, which they agreed to meet at a hotel, Punta Pacifico, in northern Mazatlan on October 25, 2016. McGean never returned home that night. He, along with $16,000, vanished without the slightest clue as to where it went. Jorge started receiving ransom texts from McGean's phone, written in broken English. A few days later, McGean's body was found underneath freshly poured concrete. McGean was allegedly never even sent to the correct address to the Punta Pacifico hotel, rather lured into another hotel. With many of the details not making much sense, investigators believe that McGean's death was a part of an elaborate plan by his ex and current business partner, Jorge Gillian Gonzalez. Jorge, however, denies any involvement with the murder. Gonzalez, along with 3 others, are currently in jail waiting their trial. Like his former lover, Betts, McGean had been beloved in his community of Mazatlan. He began donating to causes in the local area and hosted events at his own cafe. Recently, McGean's brother, Donnie, went to his younger brother's house in Mazatlan. After going through his belongings, he found love letters and a collage of photos of him and Betts that he still kept to the day. And so concludes the heartbreaking story of 2 former lovers, Brian Betts and O'Neill McGean. Let us know in the comments section down below if you think Jorge was the one who orchestrated McGean's murder. For more in-depth details on this case, please feel free to check out the blog linked in the description down below. For teasers on new episodes, be sure to follow us on our other social media pages, hit that notification bell and subscribe button to be notified when the next episode of Caught, presented by Catfish, goes live.